Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, every creed and color. In kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together.
I saw some gutter crap, so.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And welcome to Unity of Springfield. We're going to begin our service and song this morning by turning to number 39 in your blue book, Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed.
I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. Flowing like a river of peace. I am nature's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am made complete. I am divine. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. There's a magic in every day, like a beautiful song. As I'm choosing my way, there's a voice inside to guide me along. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led.
Thank you, Gay and Alyssa. Well, we light the Christ candle as a part of our greater connection to the unity movement, and we connect and hold individual ministries in prayer every week. And this week, we hold all the ministries in the state of North Carolina. So let's just close our eyes for a moment. We think of North Carolina. Many of our ministries are located all over the state. And we see them doing their work of providing spiritual support to the people in their communities. And we expand our awareness to include our greater world in which we live, this planet Earth, traveling through the universe. And we are part of that journey together. Nearly 8 billion of us, learning and growing, prospering, and being provided with all that we need to live well. So this is our prayer this morning. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Now, before I invite Linda Cantor up here, we need to have a report from our biggest fan of Illini sports. Please come forward. We have special instructions for this afternoon.
Tip-off's at 4:15, so I was able to come to church this morning.
That's CBS or Paramount, if you're wondering what channel. And now I invite Linda Cantor to come forward as our platform assistant.
Were we talking about football or basketball? Good morning. Welcome. We are so glad you're here today. We extend a special welcome to those of you visiting today for the first time. And on your way in, you should have received a welcome packet. We also have a gift for you, so please see one of our greeters after today's service. Unity is a worldwide spiritual movement. We are an inclusive community, and we welcome everyone. Our announcements for this week. Would you like to help with Sunday hospitality? Find the sign-up sheet in Margaret Kane Hall after the service to schedule a week that works best for you. For more information, connect with hospitality team co-chairs Tina Loafman or Carol Stick. Reiki treatments will be offered after the service today in the chat room. Use the sign-up sheet located in the foyer or ask any one of our Reiki practitioners, the guys wearing the orange lanyards, to receive a receive a free 12 to 15 minute treatment. If you are number 1 and number 2 on the sign-up sheet, go directly to the chat room after the service to begin your treatment. Others, please continue to enjoy fellowship in Margaret Kane Hall until you are called by one of the practitioners. The 9 a.m. Spiritually Speaking class on Sundays is currently studying The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder. Everyone is welcome to attend, and books are available in our bookstore. Tuesday at 11 a.m., Peggy Tell will host our Unity Prayer Service in Zoom. This is a space to support with prayer those on our prayer list, on our hearts, and in our community. Wednesday at 5:30, Karen Kelly will lead the gathering meditation via Zoom, creating a sacred space for quiet, introspective meditation. Kind of like Buster's. Our youth and family ministry event, Creative Adventures, is happening today at noon in the youth headroom. Unity of Springfield's annual meeting is next Sunday, March 30th, following the service. We will be voting in new trustees, reviewing the budget, and will be given annual reports from our team leaders. All are welcome to attend. However, only active members who have renewed their membership this year are able to vote. Members have been mailed packets containing the meeting materials, so be on the lookout for those in the mail. Please bring this with you to the meeting. You are invited to participate in the monthly Healing Crystal Bowls meditation with Peggy Patty on Thursday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. Immerse yourself in the soothing, healing vibrations as we send harmony, peace, and balance into our community and into our world. There is a suggested love offering of $15. No one is turned away. Start collecting your items for the upcoming Unity Abundance sale on May 3rd. We will accept household goods, books, and small items. Please, no big furniture or electronics. We have special services lined up for Easter week, starting with Palm Sunday on April 13th, a spiritual communion service on Wednesday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m., Good Friday meditative service April 18th at noon, and then Easter Sunday celebration for the whole family on April 20th. Emails are sent out weekly that have information on current happenings and how to join in events. To sign up for our emails, ask a greeter for a yellow card to fill out or visit our website to subscribe. Also, check out our website for up-to-date information at unityofspringfield.org. We would like to give a special thank you to Chris Selly and Reverend Alden for helping with the printing, assembly, and mailing of the annual meeting packets to members. I got mine. Creating our lives and our world through the thoughts and beliefs we hold in mind is a spiritual principle we practice at Unity of Springfield. We also know this truth. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And our vision statement, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission statement, we recognize God is love, individualized in all people. Therefore, we provide a positive environment for spiritual growth that empowers all to be God's love in the world. And our youth and family ministry affirmation. Our youth and family ministry empowers the next generation with loving kindness and acceptance, creating a safe, sacred space for children, teens, and young adults to explore, discover, and experience spirituality. And now Linda Schneider will read today's daily word.
Raise myself up here. Good morning. This is my absolute favorite word. Today's daily word is joy. Joy fills my heart and warms my soul. Today, I view the world through eyes of joy. This mindful practice will make even the most ordinary things seem special, and the things I may have taken for granted seem fresh and new. Even the energy I bring to my relationships will be imbued with harmony and peace. I will feel lighter, kinder, and more connected to the people in my life when I commit to living with joyful intention. Moments of frustration, disagreements with others, and disappointments may disturb my equilibrium for a time, but will not rob me of my joy. I honor God each time I share my joy. As I bless myself by feeling joyful, I bring more love, more peace, and more happiness to the world. And from Psalms 118:24, I almost sang this because I know this is a song. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Today's daily word is joy, and if you'll join me in the affirmation, joy fills my heart and warms my soul. Amen, and thank you, God. Okay, today, before we hear today's meditation and message from Reverend Alden, we have special music being performed by Alyssa Furling. Come on down.
Okay, of course you have to sing with me. I'll tell you when you'll get to sing the part that you probably already know, and I'll let you know when we can start singing together. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today, a song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. Put your hand in my hand, let's begin today. Put your hand in my hand, help me find the way. Sing with me. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let's prepare for a time of meditation by just allowing the song we sang guide us within, of seeing ourselves, singing a song of love in our hearts. And we begin by just gently and easily closing our eyes and just letting go of any of the tension or concerns or worries or confusion or frustration about the world. And we just let it go for a few minutes. We can come back to it later. But for now, we dive into that calm and peaceful pool of divine life and energy that is within each one of us. And as we begin by relaxing our breathing, by allowing it to become free-flowing, relaxed. Breathing in deeply, pausing for a moment, and exhaling and letting go. And with each breath that we breathe, we feel ourselves becoming more immersed, more connected, more one with the source of all good, with the source of the universe, with the creator and sustainer of all life. We call that something spirit. We call it God. We call it our higher power. And the words we use are not as important as our experience and feeling and connection with this indescribable something that we sense is there. We feel is there. We feel it all around us, blessing us, nurturing our lives with all that we need to do what we need to do in life, to grow, to learn, and to be a blessing to everyone. Feel this radiant energy coming from your heart area, filling this room or whatever room you're in right now. Feel it radiating out into the immediate community, the homes, the businesses, the streets, the rural areas. See this energy lighting everything up with glowing golden radiance. When we go deep enough, when we let go of the outer heavy material world enough, we're able to perceive the reality that lies beneath. We're able to see and perceive and experience this inner radiance. We're able to perceive it in our hearts, in ourselves, as the reality of who we are as spiritual beings. We're able to see that same energy everywhere. And it is through this kind of activity of spirit, it's through meditation, in reflection, in prayer, that we can become channels through which radiant life and light and love and energy pour forth into the world, bringing abundance, wholeness, and peace. This is how it's done. And so let us, for the next couple of minutes, sit in the quiet and calm and peace of this place or wherever you're experiencing this meditation right now. Opening our hearts to the flow of Spirit. Let us do so in the silence. With the Spirit of God flowing through us now, radiating out into the world and in and through our lives, we now move forth from this time of meditation, renewed in consciousness, renewed in our focus of being a channel of love, of peace, of abundance in the world. And we give thanks for this time we've had to sit quietly and let Spirit flow. And we give thanks in the name and through the power of the living Christ presence within us all. And so it is. Amen. It's one of those mornings you just want to sit somewhere quietly with a book. But for the next 22 minutes, you get to listen to me. Think of it as book on tape. I'd like to thank everybody who makes this service possible, to our fantastic music staff over here, to Gay and Alyssa. Alyssa, that was a really cool song, and Gay for putting it together. We're so lucky here, fortunate. I think luck is not, we're just blessed. And to the Lindas, it was a double Linda day on the platform. Thank you, Linda Cantor. Where's Linda Schneider? She had to go somewhere. Okay. And in the tech booth back there, we brought in the Studebaker Corporation to deal with the technical issues today. So, to Donna and Danny back there, and to Becky and Chris, our greeters today, and to Chris Farashon, who makes all of this work administratively from afar. And so we mentioned two Chris's. We have another Chris who gave you the Illini update. We're very blessed to have that there. Illini. I know how to spell. Yeah. Welcome to everybody joining us on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're not outside the state of Illinois, you need to cheer for Illinois today against Kentucky. And if you live in Kentucky, just for a day, go online. Okay.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, everybody. Oh, they did. Oh, so it's a double. We are blessed in the state of Illinois. Well, my talk today is a continuation. We're getting toward the end of this series on the Beatitudes of Jesus. And my talk today, Peace Always Begins with Me, is based on this particular beatitude. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Now, this is a pretty straightforward message. It's easily understood. And I have to say that probably all of us believe in this, that we crave peace, both inwardly and outwardly. We don't like it when we're turning around inside and everything's bothering us. We look for inner peace. And when we see it not really happening in the outer world, there's a part of us that wish it would make a correction out there. And there's a whole business of peacemaking. Sometimes it's called conflict management. There are counselors in peacemaking out there. You can go to trainings. I've been to trainings myself in years past by the Lombard Peace Institute, I think it's called, out of Lombard, Illinois. And, in Unity, when there's a problem in one of our churches, which of course almost never happens, right? Yeah. Where there's conflict between like a board and a minister, or a congregation and the board, and all that kind of thing. Like I said, I don't think it's ever happened here. But you would then call for help, and you call for somebody to come in who's got skills in peacemaking to help resolve whatever the issue happens to be. And back in the old days, when Unity Worldwide Ministries, known as UWM, was called the Association of Unity Churches, I go back that far, we would call in liaison representatives. Liaison representatives, that's what they used to call it. I used to be one. And sometimes that worked out. Sometimes it didn't. And I remember when I was the regional rep of the Southwest region back in the 90s, I went out on a case as a liaison representative with another one. We always went in twos, so you don't want to do it by yourself. You go out in twos. And we went to this church right here. It's Unity by the Sea. This is in Santa Monica, California. There's a very old photo here. I had to dig it from the Santa Monica Public Library Image Archives. Yeah, I had to go back pretty far to find this. And we went there. And people were at each other's throats. We sat in this meeting with about 15 people around with the minister. And let me tell you, it was kind of a rough ride. And the whole idea of this particular beatitude was not in people's minds. They were upset. And moving on from that particular situation there, we got smart in Unity. We started calling it conflict management. And we hired somebody to be our conflict manager. This is who we hired. You might know Gary Simmons. He wrote a book. That's his book right there, The Eye of the Storm. Excellent book. How to find that eye of the storm. We're talking here about hurricanes particularly, where there is this eye. It's very calm inside. Having been through the eye of a storm, literally, yeah, it's an interesting place to be. But he got involved with being this conflict manager, and he realized it wasn't just conflict management that we needed to do. It was to become peacemakers, just like this beatitude is talking about here. And so we had trainings on peacemaking, brought in the Lombard Peace Institute to train all of us who were involved in this work. And now we call them ministry wellness consultants. Well, we got to upgrade our words, It's just, we do that all the time, let's face it. And we have another word that's been used a lot. I think you're familiar with this word, transitional specialist. Y'all had one here once, not long ago. She did a great job, didn't she? She did. Bless you. Eliza, if you're watching right now, probably not. You're busy, I'm sure, with some other church. So within Unity, we've come a long way of setting the conscious intention, an intention that peace is the goal, not just the management of conflict, but of really beginning to work with the conflict that happens when you get people together. As Jesus said in Matthew 18:20, this is not my notes, I just thought of it, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, we've got politics. No, that's actually not what it says, but you got the idea here. When you get people together, the humanness comes out. And sometimes the humanness is overly emphasized instead of the spiritual aspect. So, in this greater world, there's a lot of peacemaking going on, peace brokering. All countries have some sort of either Secretary of State, like we have here in the United States, or a foreign minister, sometimes is another word used, to go into situations between countries and help to resolve issues. At least that's the idea. And so the world is full of all of these people who are engaged in peacemaking. It's always had them. And then we have some, of course, things going on in the world right now, particularly over in Palestine, Gaza, in Ukraine, and Russia. And so we can see how peace is such an important commodity. You got to think of it almost in terms of that. Because when you have it, peace leads to prosperity for everybody, wholeness, well-being, and normalcy. And when you don't have it, it's not normal. There's just no normal if you're involved in a war. And with so many people on our planet, remember where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name? There's 8 billion of us who are gathered in whatever names we want to say. There is the potential for all kinds of stuff to happen. So we need this idea of peacemaking now more than ever. And we could have said that 10 years ago. We need it now more than ever. Well, here we are in 2025. We need it now more than ever. So let's take a closer look at this beatitude. And it comes from this peacemaker world, from the Greek. There's the Greek lesson for today. And it comes from this word, irenopoi. Now, there's a mouthful there. But we look at it and we break down this word, Irene, or do you know somebody by the name of Irene? Her name means peace in Greek. So this Irene is peace, prosperity as a result of that. And then poio means to make or to do or be committed to a purpose. So the idea is that peace is a high priority. Peace is a goal. And when we are a peacemaker, we become peace lovers. And that's what Jesus was driving at when he talked about children of God. They should become children of God. Well, because there's a certain extra special spiritual quality for those who are peacemakers. They love peace so much because they experience it themselves within. And from that perspective, they begin to see everybody as children of God. Not just me, but everyone. And that's what allows us to overcome less than peaceful feelings. And they do arise, don't they? We all are in this world as human beings, spiritual beings first, but expressing as human beings in this thing called life. And when that happens, we can get a little cranky sometimes. Right? No? Oh, it's just me. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about myself here for a moment. Sometimes stuff happens within me, and I get tired and I get irritable. I'm not myself, and every now and then I erupt with emotions, words that are not in any way connected to the spiritual aspect of myself. I'm just speaking about myself. Okay. Have you ever heard that happen? You're at home, somebody says something, and you start doing this. You start boiling inside. but you're trying to hold it back, not say anything. But it's boiling. And I had this happen recently. Something was going on in the house. I'm not going to get specific. Definitely not going to get specific, okay? And you know what I did? Because I had the steam coming out of my ears, I went to my room. I wasn't sent to my room. I sent myself to the room. I sat there for an hour. And eventually I came back out of the room and apologized. And what the other person said was innocent enough, but my response wasn't. We are all given opportunities to be peacemakers, to be peace lovers. It's called life. It's called human life. How do we do it? How do we harmonize our thoughts, feelings, and attitudes and behavior? We need to talk to these crazy little guys inside of us that begin to boil over like this. And when you start seeing the steam coming out of your ears, and it's hard to see that if you're looking forward, you kind of go like, well, I don't know if that would work or not. But when you start to feel that, you have to look at these thoughts and feelings like they're misbehaving kids. If you don't have any kids, substitute cats. Because you know they're going to do something. And love them. Bless them. Give them a time out in their room. Oh, nastiness. Well, you need to go to your room. Go over there. And of course, giving ourselves a time out doesn't hurt, maybe, physically even. You see, these thoughts, these feelings we have, they are real things, just as much as this pointer right here, this clicker, is a real thing. Our thoughts, in some ways, are even more real than physical objects. And so we need to speak to them as if they were just as real. So that's what we can begin to do when we find ourselves not being peaceful, to catch ourselves, to notice ourselves doing this, and to make a course correction. And to do it as quickly as we can. And to get back to seeing ourselves and everybody else as a child of God. And when we do, we get our equilibrium back. We start being the loving child of God that we really are. We start living up to the spiritual identity we talk about so much in unity and in other positive philosophies. When we do that, we become a peacemaker. It's not like we go out and manufacture peace. We begin to discover what's already within us. And we need to do this whenever the need arises, to do it regularly, whether we're on the road with other drivers and they do some rather strange things, whether it's in our own families and somebody in our own families at a gathering loses it, we become that calm, peaceful, non-anxious presence. And through that, things can change. We do these things. We say words of calmness and peace. And maybe at these family gatherings, we don't bring up controversial issues. You know what I'm talking about. And so peacemaking, it's all our business. Emmett Fox said this about this particular statement in the Bible. He said, the peacemakers are those who make or bring about this true peace or serenity in their own souls, for it is they who surmount limitation and become actually and not merely potentially the children of God. Elizabeth Sand Turner said this, the peacemakers are persons who make peace outwardly because they have attained peace within. Well, every Sunday, right at the end of the service, we sing a song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me? Me? Yeah. Peace always begins with us. It's not up to somebody else to do it. If they do it, that's great. But it's up to us. And to do our best to be a peacemaker. I want to share a story about one person for the next couple of minutes here. Many of you know that I'm a huge fan of a band from Russia called Leonid and Friends. You probably have me showing on my phone, oh God, you gotta listen to these guys. Here's a slide from one of their promotional tours of the United States. Happy looking bunch, aren't they? I think this is a slide from their 2019 tour. It was before COVID. They couldn't come in 2020. I was so disappointed. These people have the most fun creating music, and they do the music, well, you can tell by the flag, they do mostly American music that many of us grew up with, particularly the rock jazz type, such as Chicago, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and so on. Great band. I know that there's one of you here I know that's gone to see them. Or two of you, right? Yeah, right over there. I've seen them 4 times in concert. They're a huge YouTube sensation. I mean, some of their songs, have millions of views. And I remember the first time I watched one of their songs on YouTube, my sister had sent me a link. It was to the song I did last Sunday, 25 or 6 to 4. Of course, I didn't do it like they did with a band. I was sitting on the guitar doing it very quietly. And that particular song was produced on December the 12th, 2016. And the lead singer of that song is that fellow kind of in the middle to the right with the huge beard and the big hair. That's Serge Diagnaredno. He's got a very long name, not easy to pronounce. He's a fantastic musician, this guy. And when the band was looking for the Pete Cetera from Chicago high voice, and the word went out into the world of that part of the world to find somebody with that voice, they found Serge. Serge had never heard of Chicago as a band. He auditioned. He got the job. Serge is also a record producer, has his own studio, produces music himself, Crystal Sound Studios. Crystal Sound Studios is located in Kyiv, Ukraine. And he was with the band from 2016 to February 24th, 2022, when he got kicked out of the band. Not by Leonid. Leonid's the old guy there next to him, smiling. Leonid loves him. Look at those faces, so happy. No, he was kicked out of the band by Vladimir Putin. Just let that sink in for a moment. And think about peacemaking. On that day that Serge left the band, he was on Facebook, and a lot of us followed him on Facebook, live on Facebook, with the war going on outside of his apartment. And this went on for months. You could hear the bombs landing outside during his live streams. Now, Leonid and Friends did go on tour in the United States in 2022. I saw them in Kansas City at a casino. They had Serge's replacement. He's good. His name's Danny. He's not Serge, but he's good. And they announced on this tour that a portion of their proceeds were going to Serge's family, who had evacuated to Poland. Serge had to stay in Ukraine. All men under the age of 60 had to stay in the country. The question is, would we be as chill as Serge in the same situation? Well, you know, as this was coming down, just a week before the invasion, everybody's saying, oh, the Russians are going to come. Serge went on Facebook and he wrote, I want you to calm down. He's talking to all of us. Everything's okay. We are used to living in this situation. It started 8 years ago. Remember, there was something that started in 2014 in the eastern part of Ukraine. But we're pretty calm. We're not worried about it all. If Russia invades, of course, I'll defend my country. But we'll hope everything will be fine. But we are ready for everything. And then he was asked, do you have a safe place? And he wrote, well, I don't think there will be an invasion. I hope everything will be as peaceful and as calm for us. That's pretty calm. That's pretty, like, peacemaking in his consciousness. Since this full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the country that invaded Ukraine, these are statistics from the Ukrainian government. The number up in the left corner, it says 902,010. That's how many casualties the Russians have encountered in this war the last 3 years. 902,000. Dead or wounded. It's insane. It's totally insane. So you might be thinking here, well, how's Serge doing? Well, he's got back to his studio. It took him a while to get back to his studio because of martial law and having to cross the river and checkpoints. But he finally got into his studio. Years later, his family and their cute little dachshund dog came back from Poland. His son is becoming a pretty good guitarist. He's a teenager, kind of following after his dad as a musician. And Serge is, well, this is from March 13th. What is this, March 23rd? Just 10 days ago. He's down at the Peppers Club in Kyiv. Yeah. Up.
She says, "Whammer, whammer, 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 rock and roll is king." Come on! All that dogs play for me, play for me. No song, and it's how we make.
Him at the club, wouldn't we? We got to agree. Let's go down and see Serge playing this ELO song here. Oh, how cool is that? We even get to see an application of this whole idea of a peacemaker for us living in our lives, of being a lover of peace, of becoming a non-anxious, calm presence. Because by doing so, we become a force for good, for love, for peace. It takes us out of feeling like we're at the mercy of other people regarding our own happiness and peace. We establish ourselves in a consciousness of peace, a consciousness that leads to our well-being, our prosperity, and our happiness. How can we really do it, though? You know, it's okay to talk to those little children inside yourself like, hey, you need to go to your room. What more can we do? I belong to a unity clergy group called Unity Spirit in Action. It formed about 2 months ago, and we meet monthly on Zoom. And it's a group of unity clergy who decide to get together and respond to the chaos that's happening in our own country. And there are some affirmations I'd like us to use this morning. And so if we can read along here together. I am a channel of God's love. Through divine love, justice prevails, and powerful good results come forward. I trust the activity of God in myself, all people, and all situations. I give thanks for divine intelligence, divine grace, operating and expressing in all people in our country, government, and the world. Highest good for all is the result. We follow that up with, we, as a group, are channels of God's love. Through divine love, justice prevails, and powerful good results come forth. I trust the activity of God within myself, all people, and all situations. I give thanks for divine intelligence and divine grace, operating and expressing fully in all people in our country, government, and the world. Highest good for all is the result. So these are affirmations that we use in these meetings. In the last meeting, we had 40 unity ministers working with this daily, affirming the idea of spirit being in action, of peacemaking coming along. By the way, there are copies of this out by the prayer box for everybody to take with you if you want to work along this along yourself in your own prayer time. In the book of Psalms, we read, depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. I want to end with a little more music. This is an interesting photo of the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, what he looked like before the war on one side, what he looks like now. You can see how a lack of peace has really dragged on him. He needs a blessing. He needs to feel the power of peace working in and through him. And so we're going to have Serge share a song that he put up just the other day.
The long and winding road that leads you to will never disappear. I've seen it all before. Leads me here. Lead me to the wild and windy night that crashed, washed away, has left a pool of tears, crying for the day. Keep me, that we know the times
Red mic on, thank you. We're going to do a song in tribute to Serge and all Ukrainians, to their president and everyone. It's a song that many of you probably know. Please join in if you'd like to help me with it. Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one. And I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. Peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Glide on the peace train. Yes, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh. Come on now, peace train. Get your bags together, go bring your good friends too, 'cause it's getting nearer, it soon will be with you. Now come and join the living, it's not so far from you, and it's getting nearer, it soon will all be true. Oh, peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh, glide on peace train, yes, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh, come on now, peace train. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Oh, peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh. Come on now, peace train, yes, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh. Yes, it's the peace train. So if you want to be a peacemaker, the sheets are back there by the prayer box. And now we are going to sing a song, very musical service today. And it's number 25 in the Blue Book, Love is My Decision.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Once I decide, It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
Thank you, Gay and Alyssa. And now we have an opportunity to share of our love, of our treasure, of our good with our ministry, Unity of Springfield. So if you brought a gift to share, you can put them in the bowls at the front and the back of the sanctuary. You can also give electronically, and so just go to our website, unityofspringfieldil.org, find the donation link, and it will take you from there to how you can make that donation. We also have text to give at 217-335-4121. You can also mail us a donation here at Unity of Springfield, 417 East Cordelia, Springfield, Illinois, 62703. And so let us join together in affirming our abundance, our prosperity, our offering statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. Amen. And now our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now let us rise, join hands if you wish as we sing, "Let there be peace on earth."